Yeah. What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing another transfer update. Before we crack on with this video though, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then make sure you help support my channel by subscribing, pressing that red button, pressing the bell, and putting your push notifications on. We're in for 6,000 subscribers. Any help towards that will be much appreciated. You can also find my social media links, which you can find in the description below and popping up on screen too, if you want to go and follow me on Twitter and Instagram and stay in the loop with everything happening with the latest football and Manchester City news. Don't forget also my email in the description below too, if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below with the ins, outs and contract news with the latest happening in Manchester City's transfer updates. Yeah, before we crack on this video though, like I said in my last video that I did, if you have got any video requests or any video ideas or any videos in general that you want me to produce, just let me know in the comments below and I'll see what I can do, because I've got a little bit of spare time coming up over the next few weeks with everything that's happening in the UK right now. So do please let me know anything that you would like to see and I will see what I can do. But with our transfer update, we're going to crack on with the ins, and it comes in the form of a new name. It's Ali Akman of Bursaspor over in Turkey. Now, he's a new name, 17-year-old forward. He's a highly rated Turkish prospect. Fenerbahce, they're also keen. Manchester City, though, they're hoping to be able to use their academy and their production of players to be able to boost their profile, not only in Turkey, but be able to bring in the latest and the best Turkish prospects over to the Etihad Stadium. This is all centred around Enes Ünal, who Manchester City obviously brought to their academy and produced and then sold him on for profit soon after. But City are hoping to not necessarily make for profit, because Akman might be an exceptional player who's going to be utilised by Manchester City, but City are looking at Akman and in the future more Turkish prospects to be able to bring to the Etihad Stadium, bring them to the academy and be able to use our academy and use all the latest facilities to produce these fantastic Turkish players, basically, is what City are looking for. And Ali Akman of Bursaspor is one of them. Like I said, Fenerbahce, they're also keen. This is coming from sources over in Turkey. Now we're going to move on to another name. It's a new-ish name. City haven't been linked for a little while, but it comes in the form of Bayern Munich left-back David Alaba, who can also play in defensive midfield and central midfield too. Now, he's entering into his prime. He's 27 years old, which means there's going to be a big fee involved if City do want to be able to bring David Alaba into Manchester City. Now, a couple of problems. The first problem we'll speak about is price. Like I said, he's going into his prime. Bayern Munich could go want a lot of money. I'm hearing £70 million. I mean, there's lots of interest in David Alaba. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester City, Chelsea are just some of the names. I imagine as the days and weeks go on, Manchester United's name and others will be chucked into the mix too. And so it means that Bayern Munich, they can demand more money, which means it'll just be a very expensive transfer. City like to, if they're going to spend big, I feel like City are either going to spend it on a position of a player that we really need. So I'm talking a centre-back, or we're going to spend it on a player that's maybe 22, 23 years old rather than 27, because City are going to be looking for 4 or 5 years. So 4 or 5 years, I mean, it takes David Alaba to 31, 32. I can understand that, but £70 million, it's a lot of money to get 4 or 5 years out of. City might be looking for anywhere between 5 and 10 years of service out of players when you're going to spend big, because after all, £70 million will for now be Manchester City's record signing. So I'm not too sure. I feel like Bayern Munich will want more money than £70 million, and I'm not sure if City are going to break their transfer structure to be able to bring a player in. Now, the second problem that I've got with the signing and bringing in is Pep Guardiola doesn't really like to bring in players that he's worked with before. Now, there's lots of managers out there that like to bring in players that they worked with before because they know what to expect of the player, they know how they work, and it's just a lot easier for them. Now, Pep, he likes to, when he's worked with a team, just leave that team alone. So we won't be signing Barcelona players. He's worked with Bayern Munich, he's worked with David Alaba before. He knows how crucial and how good David Alaba will be to Bayern Munich, and so he'll just leave them alone. And when Pep Guardiola eventually leaves Manchester City, I highly highly doubt that he's going to come to Manchester City to bring in or sign any players, because he'll want them players to stay at Manchester City and prove just how good they can be at Manchester City. So Pep, he kind of has a soft spot for the clubs that he's worked with before, and so it makes the deal just unlikely. However, there is a little bit of hope in this deal, and it comes in the form of Leroy Sane, because we know full well that Bayern Munich want to sign Leroy Sane, and 6 or 7 out of 10 I'm certain that Leroy Sane will end up being a Bayern Munich player once the transfer window opens and he goes into the last 12 months of his contract, because I'm almost certain that he won't be signing a new deal at Manchester City, and so we'll cash in, and Bayern Munich, they're favourites to sign him. Obviously, Barcelona, Real Madrid are getting linked, but I'd be very surprised if it wasn't Bayern Munich that did sign him. Now, relations between City and Bayern Munich aren't too brilliant, but we could potentially, if we're interested in David Alaba, use that just to our advantage a little bit. We could say to Bayern Munich, we want David Alaba, you want Leroy Sane. Let's negotiate. Now, it's unlikely. Swap deals with two, let's say, big hitters, key players, isn't normally how we go about this, but if Bayern Munich don't want to pay near £100 million for Leroy Sane and Manchester City don't want to pay near £70 million for David Alaba, meet halfway. Let's see what we can get involved. City have, of course, have already done it with Danilo and João Cancelo. Let's see if we can work out something with Alaba and Leroy Sane. I will say one thing, though, if this swap deal does happen, is that if from a City point of view, I'd be looking for City to get Leroy Sane in a swap deal with David Alaba. I'd also be looking for Bayern Munich to put a bit of cash in there as well, because, well, let's face it, I would personally value Alaba, I like somewhere between 70, 80 million pound, I reckon. Leroy Sane up towards 100 million pounds, so we might be looking at a leeway of 10, 15, possibly 20 million pounds, there or thereabouts, which might suit Bayern Munich. If it does suit Bayern Munich, then obviously there's room for negotiations. We've done it with Juventus, with Danilo and João Cancelo. Might we see it again with Leroy Sane this time in Bayern Munich and David Alaba? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below of that. So we're going to move on to the outs now. And it's a player that's not even, well, he has signed for Manchester City, but he isn't at Manchester City right now. And he's already been linked with the exit door. Couto. Very surprising, but The Athletic, they're reporting that Leeds United are taking an interest in the Brazilian right-back, and they want him on loan for next season. Now, I feel like this surely would depend on what division Leeds United are going to be playing football. If they're going to be playing Premier League football, they're going to be looking for more strength in depth, and so I'm speaking, will Couto get more playing time, and whilst he'll be playing more competitive football in the Premier League, will he get more game time than what he would in the Championship? So these are two things that City need to weigh up. Bielsa's apparently keen. Pep Guardiola, he likes Leeds United and Bielsa. He's worked with Bielsa before. They've got a lot of respect for each other. So I can see this being true, because City do like working with Leeds United. Whilst Bielsa has been there and City and Leeds United are on good terms, we're just going to have to wait, play the waiting game and see what division Leeds United will be in, and then working from there. But it will be a loan deal. I will say this, though. If City are going to loan young players, quality players like Couto, the loan move must, all in block capitals, it must be right for the player. It has to be right for the development of the player. Otherwise, we're just not only wasting money, but wasting time and development of these players too. And it is definitely something I could criticise Manchester City about. But that is for another video altogether, speaking about City and utilising loans. Instead, transfer update, we're going to move on to the next deal. It comes in the form of David Silva. A little bit interesting, this one. Now, according to sources in Italy, America isn't the only place where David Silva is wanted. I'm speaking in Italy. AC Milan, they're apparently keen to bring in David Silva too. That is also coming in from interest into Miami and also New York City Football Club. There's interest from Japan. There's interest from the Middle East too. David Silva is hot property. He's in demand. Where will he end up for? One thing we do need clarity on is if the season runs past June 30th of this year due to things that are happening that's well out of the club's control. We're going to need more clarification on players' contracts, and I have heard on the grapevine that it's going to be, well, we're looking at like a 1 month extension for all players that are out of contract, just so it goes through to the end of the season. We're just going to have to wait and see for when the football season does eventually get rolling. But David Silva, he's hot in demand. AC Milan. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Now, this is interesting. Gabriel Jesus. He's continuing to be linked with a move to Juventus. Apparently, according to sources in Italy, Sarri likes him. Juventus bosses are keen. They're willing to pay for Gabriel Jesus. My question, how much? How much would you value Gabriel Jesus at if Manchester City were to sell? Now, this all comes about because of Manchester City's European ban. And if that is upheld and we're going to be banned for 2 years, which players will be leaving? We've heard Riyad Mahrez already. I'm hearing Gabriel Jesus too. Will players leave? I'm certain maybe 1 or 2 players may wish to leave. Will that be Gabriel Jesus? I do not know. But if we were to sell these players like Mahrez, like Jesus, I'm talking players like Otamendi too, how much would you value these players at? And so with Jesus being linked with Juventus, what would you sell Gabriel Jesus to Juventus for? Let me know in your thoughts in the comments below that. I'm going to chuck in young quality player, international for Brazil, striker, scores goals, good finisher too, £100 million, very least. There's my thoughts. And now we've got a little update on Riyad Mahrez too. This is better news for Manchester City. The Sun, this morning, they were reporting that Manchester City are keen to put Riyad Mahrez on a new contract. They're almost inevitable. I've spoken about it before. They're expecting Leroy Sane to potentially leave Manchester City. And so keeping hold of Riyad Mahrez will be crucial for us. And so City do not want him to leave and do not wish to sell. And they're not going to sell for any price to Paris Saint-Germain. Instead, Manchester City want to put Riyad Mahrez on a new contract. And if that is true and we get Riyad Mahrez on a new contract, and I can rest assured he'll be a key player, Leroy Sane leaves, he's going to get him plenty more starts. He's had a great season for us. I'm all open for that. So there we go, that's been the video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget, leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts of these transfers in the comments below, along with any recommendations for any videos that you wish to see. Subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on too. And don't forget also, social media links in the description below and popping up on screen if you want to stay in the loop with everything happening with the latest football and Manchester City news too. I don't know when football's coming back. We're just getting out videos here, there, and everywhere whenever we can. So, yeah, I hope you're enjoying the content. I'll see you all again very soon. And when the season's done and we've got the transfer window back open for the summer, if it is the summer, we'll be back with daily Manchester City transfer updates. So, subscribe, make sure you stay tuned and in the loop with everything happening. I'll see you all again for the next video. So, I've been JSGC. I hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace. Ciao for now.